So a few days ago I was watching a guy playing Malagueña on a classical guitar. His name is Lucas Imbiriba. So after watching the video I'm like, you know, I just want to play something simple. But I still want to feel good about it, right? So I came up with this thing. And I'm gonna show it to you because I think that if you ever watch this guy playing and you feel like just the way I did, you can come here and learn this beautiful, simple thing and feel good about yourself. Now we are in the key of E minor and we have the usual 4 Spanish chords. We got the E minor chord, the D major, the C major, and the B7. So the intro sounds like this. Super simple to play. We have a couple of interesting chords. The first one is the E minor chord, but we're gonna play it with the first string fret number 3. So we're changing the singing voice of this chord with the note G. The second chord is the D major, which we're gonna play with the A on the bass. So we have 0, 0, 2, 3, and 2. And we have the fourth chord, which is a C major with the G on the bass. So we have 3, 3, 2, 0, 1, and 0. And we finish with the B7 with the F sharp on the bass. So we have 2, nothing, 1, 2, 0, and 2. Now this is a little change, but it adds so much more bass to the chords. Now the first 2 chords, we're gonna strum it with this kind of a fake rasgueado. I'm just doing ring, middle, and index very quickly. And then we're gonna change the strumming approach and we're gonna strum with the flashy side of the thumb for the C and the B7. So we can diversify the dynamics here. Then we have this melody. So the chord progression is the same. If we only focus on the top 2 strings, we have 7 and 8, 5 and 7, and then we go back and forth. So it's basically the same thing twice. And we're gonna play the chord, but just with the bass note. We have the low E string, and then the D string on fret 3 and 5 and 7. Now for the C major we have, this is the melody, so we have 1 and 3, and then the melody is on the fret number 2 with the F sharp, and back to the G. Now we need the bass, so we play the C on the fret number 3 on the A string, And we finish with the B7, which we can strum without the F sharp on the bass, so it's a regular B7 chord. It's a very simple intro, but I love it because it has so many different colors, so many different ways of playing these chords. Now after that we can move on to the simple melody, which sounds like this. The chord progression is the same, we strum the chord, this time just a regular E minor chord. And then we have the melody on the second string, so it's 0, then 0, fret number 2, 3, 2, 0, 3, and then D major chord, always with a light strum. And then the melody is on the third string, second string, first string open, and the fret number 2. Now for the C major, you can either use a regular C major or a C major over G. You can strum the chord lightly, and then the melody is on the third string, the second string, the fret number 1, 3, 0, 3, 1, and 0. And the B7, we have 2 and 2. So you want to put down the B7 chord, and then you pluck the A and the E string. Then you pluck the G and the B. Now we're gonna have the D sharp, so you pluck the fourth string and the first string fret number 3, and back to the B7. This time we're gonna pluck the A, G, and E string simultaneously. Of course, we can repeat the same chord progression and play the melody in a slightly different way. So this time we have the singing note of the chord on the E string fret number 3, and I'm arpeggiating the strings now, I'm not strumming. And then the melody is always 0, 0, 2, 3, and then we have 5, 7, and 8. So we're gonna go up in a different position. The D major chord, light strum, or you can pluck the strings. And the melody goes up as well. 5 and 7. C major chord, we're gonna have two chords here. C major, and then the melody, and then the A minor. So 0, 1, 3, and then the A minor chord with 0, 2, 1, and 0. And then the melody on the first string, the fret number 2, 3, and 5. And we play the B7 this time like this. It's very cool. We're playing 2 and 3. 2, 0, 3. And then the B7 chord, just a light strum, followed by the B string open. The third section is way more rhythmic, since we are adding a nice finger picking pattern, and we are going to also play the melody within the chord. It sounds like this. So we have two different finger picking patterns. The first one is the Pima, which is always played twice. So it's always thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring. But then we're gonna switch to a different finger picking pattern, which is gonna be always with the thumb, and then index, middle, or index, ring, depending on where we are playing the melody. So for example, for the first chord we have the E minor. We're only gonna play the 4th string fret number 2 and then 0, 0 and 0. So we do the Pima twice. Then we're gonna have to play the melody. We always start with the bass note of the chord, so with the thumb. And then we have the melody this time on the 2nd and 1st string. And we have... So the melody is on 0, 2 and 3. So the number of notes is the same, we are just changing the approach. The first 2 times we are playing the chords, the 3rd and 4th time we are playing the melody. We're gonna do the same thing for the D major, Pima, and then we have the melody which is within the chord. This time we're gonna have to use index and ring as well. So it's thumb, index, middle, index, ring, index, ring, index. Then we have C major and A minor. The Pima is on the C major. And the melody on the A minor chord. And we finish with the B7. We have the Pima and then the melody, which is entirely played with index and ring. Now let's play the melody in a different position. D major. C major, A minor. For the A minor here we're gonna play 2 strings. So we have thumb, index, and then middle and ring on the 2nd and 1st string. And we finish with the B7. Let's go back to the same melody. We finish with the B major chord, bar chord on fret number 7. And a simple melody. So you can still playing a Spanish melody in the most simple way possible. Now I do have a lot of lessons about Spanish guitar, so make sure that you check them out if you want. Start with this one, it's the most simple, and then you can move on to a more challenging chord progression. I'm gonna leave you to practice this melody. Enjoy this lesson, and I'll see you next time.